Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns and welcome to the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Standard Tournament Season 6. It's finally here. So, as you all maybe heard or maybe didn't hear, stuff's been a mess. There's so much going on. 7-0 was supposed to be ready. It really isn't, but we're playing on some weird fork I put together at 3 a.m. last night. But hey, we're here, it's Season 6, it's qualification race number 1, and I couldn't be happier to be here with all of you. Actually, I'm only here temporary, because we have some weird people doing commentary. But...
Weird people?
I mean, well...
That's rich coming from you.
Weird people. Season 6 starts and you introduce us as weird people, man. All the hamsters doing the work in the background. And this is what we get? My goodness.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes. But yeah, Q1 of 19. Yeah, we will start soon if race time gets its shit together. And I'm gonna head out and give it to Tobias and to Chimp. Enjoy.
Thanks so much, Trez. Boy, I'm excited. I can't tell you how excited I am to finally get on the way with Season 6. It's pretty... It's been some time. And it's been some work to get this all put together. Thank you all so much to everyone who has been working tirelessly in the background to put the software together, to get the organization done in time for us to all be here. I'm Tobias, as Tress already said. With me today in the commentary box, I have none other than Chimp and Reeve, newly-ish minted admin of the OoTR community. Chimp, how are you today?
What, minted? That sounds nice. Makes me sound like I'm a coin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first qualifier of the Season 6 tournament. I'm very excited. It's been a long time coming. Thank you to all of the volunteers, all of the race mods, Trez, everyone that's got us to this stage. Very, very excited. So whilst the hamsters are working overdrive in the background, let me just quickly go through a few changes to Season 6 for those familiar with the previous season, or maybe you're just fresh into Ocarina of Time Randomizer, so just go through what's changed. So, for those that do remember Season 5, if we are to sort of use that as a base, Just Size Matches contents is still there. Start with consumables, Deku Shield and Ocarina. Closed Deku Tree, 6 meds for the Rainbow Bridge. Few of the new things is a vanilla adult spawn, so you'll spawn in Temple of Time as adult, but the random child spawn. So your child spawn will not be in Link's house in Kokiri Forest. The starting age is random per seed. 4 chickens! What's that? I hear you cry. Why is there no 7 chickens? Well, 4 chickens is was decided as a small change there. Still a bad check in air quotes, but just reduced the quantity of cuckoo that Andrew requires to be pleased. So we'll see how that affects seeds. Maybe we'll get more chicken rushes this seed. Maybe people won't change. Who knows? Song hints have been removed from the Sometimes pool with the exception of Ice Cavern. Burning Cack song is an always hint. So the song that you normally get Nocturne off in Vanilla is now an always hint. There are no foolish hints. No barons, no foolish hints. They are completely gone.
Rest in pieces.
Yes, indeed. Rest in peace. And no King Zora skip. King Zora skip has been banned for this season. So you must hand in the letter to bypass King Zora. He must be moved. You cannot do the jump over the fence. So they are the big changes. And I think we have... Is that a countdown I see?
Yeah, my bad for that minus 10-second countdown. We are off!
There it is.
Season 6 has officially started. Welcome, folks. Let's get going. That's certainly a spawn.
Yeah, we're in Sacred Forest Meadow, and some people realise a bit later than others that you start with Minuet, so why go through the maze when you can just play the song and get Bolero?
And 40 is dead. That's already good news. So we are hoping, of course, to see a nice and kind seed to start off with in this very first of the qualifiers, of which there are... Help me out here, Chimp. 20?
19. I think it was 19. I can't quite remember. But yes, I'm personally looking for a terrible seed.
Who'd have thunk?
Give me 4-hour madness, but as we see there, 50 Skulls is dead, and I believe Bigoron was only a recovery heart, so the nasty checks are gone.
I saw something about Bigoron. I didn't see what it was, but anyway, let's put some coffee into my face, so maybe that'll help me.
Lon Ranch Path to Phantom Ganon. Now, it's relatively unlikely that's going to be the song, considering you already have access, so it's probably going to be an item, maybe bow strength or hookshot. As we can see here, there is a big golden chest in Mido's house, so we will find out what item that is. That is Nehru's, so pretty rubbish. Not the item we wanted. There is a slingshot in the Goron pot, as we see on Seisei's stream there.
Amazing. So, as you saw, that is maybe a little new change since Season 5, if you haven't been keeping up with the latest developments. Chest textures have slightly changed, so the big chests that contain major items are now gold-rimmed and very fancy. Small chests that contain keys are now no longer the miniature boss key chests. They are now they now have a silver trim. And we have another big golden chest in the Kokiri Sword spot, but it is not the Kokiri Sword, it is Din's Fire.
Din's Fire, good to find, good to find. No magic, but nice to have a fire source going into the seed at the very least.
Yeah. As soon as you find magic, you can use fire, which is always good news. And it has the potential, obviously, to be required if you need to go into Shadow Temple at all during the seed.
Yeah. Interesting to see that Riley didn't go into Mido's house, I don't think. Riley just went straight to Ranch?
Yeah, interesting choice.
Or did Kokiri Forest, but not Lost Woods? I couldn't quite see their route there.
I mean, I can see on Riley's tracker that he definitely doesn't have marked the Nehru's Love or anything.
Got the hint, decided, alright, cool, I guess I'll go to London Ranch. Could be something that's going to be really useful. And yeah, as a few people in chat have mentioned, Riley did win the recent SGL tournament, so we do have a champion on the screen. Get your John Cena's The Champ is Here out as you see fit.
Certainly. Okay, so let's see what song we get from Malin.
Oh,
Vanilla.
Epona Vanilla Eponas. That is interesting. If there's no item in the tower, then that could be interesting for working out past the Phantom Ganon. Could mean that you need to go across to Fortress early to find one of your items. That would be
either a hookshot or a strength at that point.
A little spicy, or maybe something on pose. Maybe a hookshot on pose. That would be a fun one.
Ooh.
But yeah, as we kick off the seed, just again a reminder to a big thanks to everyone that got us to this stage. Big thanks to all the race mods, testers, and Trez himself for managing to get this build up and running. There was a very realistic chance we were going to cancel these quals, just due to some bugs in the code, shall we say, and we managed to pull an all-nighter and get this through. So yeah, thanks to everyone in there. And as you say, it is the song, so that is some interesting logic that we might need to follow.
Okay, so something that we need for Forest Temple, i.e., for example, a hookshot, a bow, or a strength upgrade, is locked by Epona's song.
Yeah.
And that most likely means something in the Gerudo area, something in GTG, something on horseback archery maybe. So in that case, that wouldn't be the bow, obviously. Yeah, that is a fun little first path hint.
Yeah, could realistically be a hookshot in Gerudo Training Grounds, because most of the opponent's songs are just bow locked. Opponent's checks are bow locked, so it would be quite likely that it's either a hookshot or a strength maybe, but we shall see. As we have Riley heading towards Lake Hylia and the remote grotto. We have
Felix on the way to ranch.
Yeah, Felix is on his way to ranch. Falcon is now leaving ranch. Seisei's probably going to head to ranch as well. So it's not every day you see open grotto this early these days. See if this pays off for Riley.
I get the feeling. I mean, it's early to call that, but I get the feeling that Riley might be. And 30 skulls is the ice arrow, so we know that at most we need 20 skulls to finish this seed. I get the feeling that Riley might be hoping to just make some aggressive plays here, skip some stuff, make some maybe non-conventional routing choices just to change his chances about maybe getting lucky. I don't know. And now headed for Valley Lake.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think if you go to Open Grotto, Valley Lake makes sense, especially with time of day here. You can't even get back to market, so this seems fine. Sea Falcon is in market. As Seisei finishes up dropping chickens through the floor into the void.
To the Shadow Realm.
Just to clarify for those that asked in chat, the hint distro specifically, there are 5 path hints. There isn't mixed hints. It's just 5 path hints. 8 always hints. The always hints being the Ocarina of Time song, the Burning Kakariko song, Bigger On, Frogs 2, or the Butterfly minigame with the frogs, Skull Mask, and 30, 40, and 50 skulls.
Oh, info dump, Zora's River Path to King Dodongo.
Okay, well, I think Go Adult might be the play there.
Ice Cavern has Nocturne. Oh, okay, Nocturne is locked behind Gerudo's ladder. Kokiri Forest Path to Bongo. You don't say with Din's Fire.
Din's might achieve that one. And finally, Sea Falcons. I didn't even just see Sea Falcons because that 4th hint, because the stream kind of messed up on my side, so who knows.
4th hint was a bigger on copy, so...
okay. Okay, so some good hints there. Spirit Temple Path to Morpher down on Riley's side as well. That's going to be some good information, especially if that hint stone is not duplicated anywhere easy. Not a hint stone that you tend to get early if you skip this section. So I think going River as Adult makes a lot of sense here. You can get all 3 checks if you know the tricks, and it's probably going to be a bomb bag or at the very minimum a strength. So yeah, I would be more than willing to rush that at this stage. Bomb bag is huge for the opener. Spirit Temple is our first medallion, followed by Dodongo's Cavern as our forest medallion. Forest Temple as our fire medallion. Water Temple is the vanilla medallion. And Shadow Temple is the spirit medallion. And yes, Burning Kakisari, as I think we saw on Riley's side there in the lake. Wonder if Riley's going to do back of lake. I highly doubt it. Activating that Scarecrow with an extended Bolero as Sea Falcon. See if he... Oh, bringing out Epona straight away. That makes sense. If you got it, why not? Let's use it. Long gone are the days where you need to go into the ranch and free Epona. They were truly the darkest of timelines.
Certainly. Someone remember, by the way, what that path to King Dodongo was? I already forgot the
Zora's
area.
River. It's Zora's River. We see Sea Falcon heading to right now.
Which is reasonable.
Yeah.
As soon as you have access.
Interesting logic, depending on where this item is. Obviously, the open grotto is just available as adult in Sphere Zero logic. Sphere Zero meaning any check that you can do at the start of the game without any items. However, if it's on either of the heart piece sections, you are logically required to get at least 1 item to get that as both child and adult. So if there is a bomb bag on either of those 2 checks, I dare say there's a scale in logic somewhere to point us towards that. Let's see, first check is that the bomb bag on there? I think it is.
Well, that nicely resolves that particular path hint.
Yeah, as we see Sea Falcon performing the trick here, 6 side hops and a bit of an ESS turn to get the right angle. I'm not going to explain ESS turns because I barely understand them myself, and away we go.
The minimum possible turn to make a very complicated thing very simple.
Indeed.
That is a bomb bag. All right, so that
Yeah.
resolves our Zora's River to King Dodongo path.
Yep, but as Sponge says, that is hovers or scale locked, so that is not a just a free item for Sphere Zero. There is something tying that together.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing in the grotto. There's a bow in...
Fairy outside Hyrule Castle, I think.
Is that Hyrule Castle or Ganon's Castle?
I read Hyrule Castle, but I'm happy to be corrected by chat here.
Yeah, I couldn't quite read it in time.
Hyrule Castle.
Okay, well,
right.
that's available. We now have a bomb bag,
Straight
so
up.
we can now get a bow, and if that hookshot might be in GTG, then... In fact, knowing that there's a bow so early, it means that, yeah, it's quite likely that there is a hookshot or a strength that we can get pretty much immediately with Epona's Song and that path in. And top item is just a blue rupee, so indeed, that is the only item here. Skull Mask is the Lens of Truth, oh baby! Don't we love a vague hint that may or may not be required? Worth noting that Lens is in logic for two things specifically. It is in logic for crossing the wasteland and is in logic for the chest minigame. Most of the runners in the race and the 4 people on the restream will not need the lens to cross the wasteland. However, the chest minigame may be important later on. And there is ZL on Sacred Forest Meadow. That's a dog.
Exactly, ZL in Sacred Forest Meadow, and right before that we saw Serenade in the Crater on Seisei's side as well. As soon as my commentary page gets its stuff together, I can also see Seisei stream again. Oh, it's not just a commentary page.
Uh-oh, Seisei down.
Whoop!
Medic!
Man down, man down. Let's focus on the other runners for now. Riley getting the medallion information that we already saw from other runners. What do we say about that medallion layout?
Well, it's not too bad. So let me just bring it up on my screen because my brain can't remember.
Spirit, DC, Forest, Water, Shadow. So,
could be better.
Mostly adult dungeons. We are spared Fire Temple being a medallion. The seed.
Yeah, I find that as long as you start with a medallion, it doesn't really matter what the other 5 are because you've started with one, so you've already got a bit of a boost. It's when you start with a stone and you get the 6 worst possible medallions. You're like, oh dear, it's one of those seeds. You know, Deku DC is your other stones. Everything else is a medallion. I cannot see what's on top of the volcano. I've had 2 looks now, and I can't determine what that is.
I'm not really any more successful than you are, unfortunately.
No, looks like Seisei's stream is still broken for me.
Yep, I'm trying to... Whoa! Jason dropping a 10-pack of gift subs. Thank you so much for the generosity, Jason.
Legend! Thank you, Jason.
Yes, indeed. Frickin' legend. Alright. Trying my darndest to get Seisei stream back, but at the moment, no dice. We'll get those technical difficulties sorted out for you folks as soon as we can.
I think it's just a problem on Seisei's end. Hopefully it resolves itself and they come back online. Hopefully they notice. Oh, there we go. I see Seisei's back.
Oh yeah. There we go. Awesome.
Daredevil with the gift subs. Magic Jason, thank you very much both. And Sea Falcon with an early fire dip here. Not against it. It's certainly a hit and miss in terms of what people would rather do. It looks like there's a small key here, so can go further into the dungeon if they so choose to. Meanwhile, Riley is going off to get that bomb bag. Felix is now going adult. I dare say he's going to head towards the same direction. I noticed on Seisei's tracker, even if it is buffering a little bit, they don't have the bomb bag, so they didn't decide to rush River just yet. Riley's struggling a little bit with the trick to jump across. I'm always someone that when I see an item here, I'm like, ah, crap, I need to bring up a video of how to do this. Looks like they might have it this time. Pause buffering the up roll here. There we go.
Yep. That being said, Seisei's tracker has hovers marked, so we missed that one.
You're right. That could be in Kakariko. I don't think anyone's gone to Kakariko yet, but Seisei is already there and into the graveyard, so probably something early in Kak, yeah. And that would put those bombs in logic.
Lens of Truth on Skullmask is just such an annoying hint. Okay, yes, you have a potentially useful item in there that will take you what, 3 or 4 minutes to get for a value that really can't tell until you do that one check that you actually need Lens of Truth for.
Yeah.
Obviously, need is a strong word. You can just get very lucky and 1 in 32 that check.
Okay, it's a shield on the volcano. I don't know what shield.
Okay.
But it's a shield of something. I think it's a Deku shield, personally, but you are completely right. It's much better to just walk into Lens. You're like, oh, I've got Lens, I'll go and do chess minigame. Now you actually have to commit to wanting to do the chess minigame. So at this point, you're waiting for a sometimes hint telling you that it's dead. And if you don't get that, you panic a little bit. We also got a hint that Treasure Chest minigame is dead. Well, in that case, sod it. Who needs it?
Yes, indeed.
No Skull Mask for us. I didn't see that hint.
It was apparently in Hyrule Castle and Lostwood Bomb Grotto, so...
Well, there we are. And there is Storms in the graveyard. Bait of the Well is open.
I mean, we know very well that Bottom of the Well comes in exactly 2 configurations, right? Bait of the Well or Well of the Hero. There is no in-between.
And yep, 20 skulls is hinted dead, so a maximum of 10. Seeming like a little bit of an easy seed so far in terms of the hints that we've got. Nothing terrible on any time-intensive checks thus yet.
Yeah, I'm kind of still waiting for the other 2 to drop on this seed. What is going to be the complication that is going to throw us all for a loop here? So far, I'm not seeing it, and that makes me nervous. Treasure chest game is stick capacity. Yes, indeed. Okay, that's the hint that we were missing before. Sorted. We're not seeing anyone pick up that Skull Mask today, as I assume.
Indeed. Seisei now heading to the river, so they will be able to find that bomb bag. Meanwhile, Sea Falcon is back as Child and is going to get their bow. I wonder if they're going to go straight back adult after they get that bow and head on over to the Gerudo Fortress area as Riley finds their hovers in Impus Housecow.
I mean, going to GG seems a reasonable play to me. You know that there is most likely something in that area that'll unlock even more of the seed for you.
Indeed.
You will find either a strength or a hook shot or something that leads there.
Yeah. There is just a small chance, though, that it's on pose, in which case going over to there is potentially a big waste of time. Of course, no ball, so we can't check pose just yet.
This is a never tell me the odds situation, though. There are 22 checks in GTG. There are 3 in Fortress, as opposed to 1 check that is
Oh, yeah,
big
completely
post.
right.
So
But we can't do all of the checks in GTG, most notably.
yeah, that's true. Thank you all so much to those who chipped in on that level 4 hype train.
A big thank you to our trackers today. Give a shout out to Fox, Lava Plume, Shannock, and Warm Traveller. Thank you all for joining the first qual. Busy weekend of qualifiers, as is every weekend for the next few weeks.
And every week in between as well. There will be an average of 4 to 5 qualifiers every week from now until the end of December. So
Felix gets his bomb bag. Is that bomb bags for everyone now? I think so. Yes. So we all have explosives.
and Sea Falcon putting those explosives to good use. Checking near Market Grotto.
A little bit of
Okay.
boulder.
The Boulder of Destiny.
So we see that there is nothing in the Gerudo, in the Goron City Hammer chest, the chest on the left side of the mains.
Which leaves us with almost all of our sometimes hints found. There's 1 more sometimes hint out there.
They say in Lost Woods with explosives, so a few checks we've not seen yet, although my comms page is buffering, so I do not know what's going to be on the scrub.
Was a nut upgrade, so
Nut upgrade.
more Deku nuts.
Nut.
Target in the woods grants a milk bottle. Alright, that's our last sometimes hint.
Okay.
A bottle is a nice prize.
Yeah, I was going to say that is a bottle. We do know where a slingshot is as well. There is a slingshot in the Goron pot, which is in logic.
Yep.
So
And
who knows? Maybe there's some funky logic there where you need to go get that bottle for a big pose.
Well, we find Song of Time in the windmill. On Riley's side. So, we are 25 or 24 minutes almost into the seed, and what have we found so far? We have found a bomb bag that enables us to do Dodongo's Cavern if we so choose. We have a hint steering us towards... okay, Burning Cack is Sun Song. We have a hint steering us to Saria Song. What? Saria Song, apologies. We have a hint steering us towards the Gerudo area with Epona being path to Phantom Ganon. We have 2 resolved path hints already. Zora's River to King Dodongo is just straight up a bomb bag. And Kokiri Forest to Bongo is a Din's Fire. What we don't have yet is anyone having a completed dungeon on Restream.
Nope, but we have... Sorry, go on, Tobias, sorry.
Pardon me, I don't expect that to be far off, considering Riley and Felix are literally walking into Dodongo's Cavern as I utter that sentence. And Seisei isn't far off either. Just doing a few Goron City checks, and then I would assume following in their footsteps.
And as we head into the depths of Dodongo's Cavern, just a very quick plug. If you would like to join the volunteers for Ocarina of Time Randomizer or ZSR in general, do reach out on the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Discord or the ZSR Discord. We are always looking for volunteers, for trackers, commentators, and restreamers if you can survive the hamster wheel nightmare that is Trezco's setup. I'm kidding, of course. It's wonderful.
It is actually pretty slick. I can confirm that.
Don't worry, Trez. All's good. Don't rewind. Go to bed. Go to bed, Trez.
That is like telling me to go to bed. Man's in the same time zone as I am. I mean, I can go to bed, but that might make a few people very angry.
I got it covered. It's all good. Magic! We have some magic in the Deathmap Trail Fairy.
Now we're cooking with gas. The seed is slowly picking up steam.
Oh, Say knocked off before they can read that hint stone. I hope it's not an important one.
Yep.
We have seen Say struggle with hints before, and let me tell you, it can burn you.
Sure hope that was an important hint, because we're not going back to get that. No. Ever.
Oh, another big chest on Death Mountain Trail, proving to be fruitful, and it is a wallet upgrade. So we can buy a tunic, if necessary. 10 seconds ahead. Oh, baby.
Yeah, you need to refresh your commentary page. But otherwise, we've Say just found for Rory's Wind.
Yeah, that's what I just saw.
In the Storm's Grotto in Death Mountain Trail, and is now headed into Dodongo's Cavern as we expected. Meanwhile, Felix and Riley are almost done with Dodongo's Cavern. Just have King Dodongo himself left. Once again proving that Dodongo's Cavern is just a super quick dungeon to finish.
Yeah, looks like a bit of a race here between Felix and Riley.
I mean, they're literally head to head.
Felix going for the back.
Is just using that trick to respawn that pot to get an extra 5 bombs out of it.
Yeah, so for those wondering, if you open up that pot but don't collect the bombs and you exit the screen just behind where that sort of black void out is, you can go back, the pot will respawn, and as long as you don't pick up the first bombs before you break the pot, you can pick up 2 sets of bomb refills.
Oh yeah, we missed the empty storm hint. Oh. Shinnok claims that was that would have been Kokiri's sword on Frogs 2. That is certainly a hint.
Was that a hint?
That was apparently the hint that was in the DMT Storms Grotto, which. Oh boy!
Oh yeah, Say's listed it on their tracker. We have Frogs 2. Let's go.
We potentially have Frogs 2. Deku Tree is not a required dungeon today. Deku Tree is the Kokiri Emerald, we think, or at least a stone.
But now everyone's shitting themselves.
Yeah, that is true.
Everyone is panicking. Oh no, I can't believe I'm gonna have to do Frogs 2. Where is Say going?
I think he might have forgotten that check, the compass check. In any case, a bit of an explainer for those who might be new to OOT Randomizer. Or why are we worrying about Frogs 2? You need every single child song to get that check. So you need you need Zelda's Lullaby, Epona's Song, Saria's Song, Sun's Song, and Song of Time and Song of Storms. Before these frogs will give you that second item. So that's just a massively inconvenient check to get, and it locks an item that gives you access to an entire dungeon, which is in theory not required, but in practice likes to have important items. Spirit Temple Path to Morpha, we have seen that one already, but it is a good reminder.
So, notably worth pointing out that Saria's is on Nocturne, so at the very least we can't do Frogs 2 until we beat Forest and Water. So if we do need to beat the Deku Tree, it will be for something for Shadow or Spirit. Knowing it's for Shadow, I mean, we've already got Dins, we've already got Magic, Hovers, we probably know where a Hookshot or a Strength is, so it's unlikely there's going to be something for Shadow. So if there is anything in the Deku Tree, it's probably going to be something for Spirit.
Yep. Well, we somehow find out we need to do all dungeons anyway. But that's not gonna be for songs, at least.
Well, maybe we could, because it's potentially Requiem on all dungeons.
You make a valid point. Alright, Felix and Riley are already obviously done with their King Dodongo fights, and with Dodongo's Cavern as a whole are now catching up on checks that we have already seen on Seisei's side. Riley is picking up the checks in Goron City. Felix is exploring the graveyard. I think there was nothing of import in the graveyard, if I recall correctly. At least not what we've seen so far. So where to next? Who's going to be the first to commit to going to, my guess is the Gerudo area?
Yeah,
it's going to be their next play.
That's a good question. I think it has to be the play. You've just got too many things pointing you there. As Riley does a peek in the maze there. Of course, we already know that has been hinted dead. However, you can charge up your sword, and the camera will sort of elevate to a point where you can see over the boulders to see if it's a big chest or a small chest. But yeah, at this point, with Epona's path to Phantom Ganon, and having done Dodongo's Cavern, as we see Sunsong in the Temple of Time there, behind Dodongo's Cavern, I'm absolutely rushing the Gerudo area. But I am also keeping an eye on the fact that there is a slingshot in the pot, and there is a bottle on target in the woods, so it can just be for pose.
It might be worth just picking those items up, especially considering you have Minuet to get to Goron City relatively quickly. You can grab the slingshot, you can grab the bottle from target in the woods, and then be on your way. Which might be what Riley's up to. He is going child in any case. Has a child segment planned. Oh, child spawn is also Sacred Forest Meadow, so it doesn't matter either way, having a Minuet or not.
Alright, Felix and Riley back as child. Now then. How deep to the rabbit hole do they go? Bottom of the well is completely open. That is an option.
Oh, we're getting bomb shoes first of all from Richard's mom.
Oh,
sure. Give the child some explosives as a thank you for bringing back your lost dog. What could go wrong? Now let's see about Bombshoe Bowling. Put those bomb shoes to good use. That's a mirror shield.
Oh, baby.
Kinda do need that.
Means there's less that can be in the Deku Tree. We're essentially down to Strength 2. So it's looking fairly unlikely that we're going to need that Kakiri sword unless light arrows happen to be in Deku Tree.
Which would always be concerning, but seeing that we've also seen all child songs now, I think our runners wouldn't be too worried, even then. It would be a little bit of tedium that they all would need to do in any case. You would definitely postpone it for as long as possible, though. Ideally, even if it's just your light arrows, you would postpone it until you obviously get the light arrow hint from Ganondorf. And otherwise, postpone the commitment to Deku Tree as long as possible. Riley about to pick up that bow from... Okay, that's a good reason to go child as well. Picking up that bow from Hyrule Castle Fairy, as it was hinted.
Now that my internet's back and working.
Comes asleep. Riot.
Com's
Tress?
asleep. Blasphemy.
As we are working on tech problems in the background. / ban Tresco.
Say with a neat little trick there, where you can use a Deku Stick to kill a gold Skulltula without actually wasting the Deku Tree, wasting the Deku Stick. So you can essentially farm unlimited, as long as you go with the right angle.
I think it is called Steel Stick, and it is very useful.
That's the one.
Exactly without having to... Sorry, it is very useful to save yourself some Deku Stick and Bossage with a 5-pack of subs. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Bossage. Truly the boss. I'm not sorry.
I mean...
Okay, still no one heading towards the Gerudo area just yet. In fact, Riley is back in Kokiri Forest and skipped this originally. So this is the first time they're going to see Dins here.
Which is good news for him. Finding that item after all.
3 of them as child right now. Very surprised.
Again, you want to pick up that slingshot. You want to pick up that bottle, especially because you know you need it for Ice Cavern.
True, but like I'm not sure I'd prioritize it fully. Like there are 3 other bottles, you know.
Yeah, but there's also that bow sitting on Hyrule Castle Fairy, so...
Sea Falcon picked up his bottle of piss with that bright yellow magic meat. Oh my goodness, that was awful.
That is a color. That was a 50 skull hint, by the way, on Bigoron's, on the Bigoron hint, so... not too bad that Seisei missed that. Has seen the other copy in SFM, definitely, so...
Indeed.
Not losing any vital information on this hint. That is now all of them being child in just a moment, as Sea Falcon is also headed into his second child segment.
Yeah, I know. I'd grab the bow first, absolutely. But I would also grab the bow and then go to GTG. But then, I don't know, maybe racing I'd be really safe. Like, you know what? Everyone else is going to go to GTG, so I'm going to check big pose with my Giga Brain. And then I just waste my own time.
Child Goron City is a good place to check anyway. It is a bunch of quick checks. You know you have at least a slingshot as a secure item that you're gonna get. You're gonna get a bottle out of that. I'm not hating the play.
Nope, it's fine. It does deeply orphan Darunia, of course, with Saria's being on Nocturne.
Certainly.
But that's not an unusual circumstance. It's normally quite frequent that Darunia gets left behind.
When is Darunia not orphaned? Actually,
Exactly.
that is certainly the more frequent occasion. Let's see what we find in Tektite Grotto. Sea Falcon the first to check that. That's a strength upgrade. Oh shoot! Iron boots or gold scale suddenly became much more important.
So now if we find another strength, then we are looking pretty healthy.
You know what the biggest troll would be? The only item in the Gerudo area being one silver scale. Not even both Zora scales, just
To be fair, it could, well no, we've already got, I was gonna say it could be for the river, but we've already got hovers, so.
like I don't want to theory craft the worst possible outcome, but a silver scale in the Gerudo area or locked behind Epona in general being the only thing we find in OOT's Prelude. Alright, that was the hint we were still missing. We are now down to missing one single patent.
Does mean that Requiem is probably vanilla. It's probably in the Desert Colossus.
Not just probably, that is where it is. Which means crossing is logically required and, well, physically required at least once to get there.
Sea Falcon with a few more Hyrule field checks here. Just a bloopy off the scrub. Seisei going hard on these nighttime Kakariko skulls. Of course, as soon as we get to 10, we can stop. So sometimes it might be worth just forcing that out in a couple of minutes. We're like, cool, that's it, no more skulls, done. Avoid the rest of them for the entire seed. Alright, Sea Falcon is the first one that is going to head to the Gerudo area. Notably not... the other three have got their bottle now, so won't be doing big pose until after this. That's 10 skulls for Seisei.
I am wondering how far the other three will take their child segment here. I can absolutely see grabbing the 5 skulls in Kakariko to round out your 10 skulls and just be done with that skull collection for all day, for the entirety of the rest of the seed. But yeah, let's see what we find in Gerudo Fortress. Says the guard. Woo, watch out! Or sorry, not the guard, the carpenter.
Graveyard finished up. Nothing on Dampe. Sun Song leads to nothing.
Did we ever see the chest inside Composer's Grave?
No. So I think we're going to see it here with Say.
Yeah, or with Riley, one of the two. But because I thought both or all our runners had done the graveyard as adults.
As adult, yeah. Oh God! Link, you okay? That just launched him in the air.
Whee!
Alright, time for some horseback archery.
It's gonna be a casual 1700, I'll say.
Oh, nah. 1560.
Ooh. You thinking Sea Falcon's gonna cut it that close?
I think you just once you get to that point, you just don't care. You just shoot off at the distance, right?
They know they're on restream.
Oh, 1360 for 1520. Oh, they missed the last one. Oh, it was even closer.
That's all you need.
Nothing on the first check.
And nothing on the second.
Okay. So, time to head into GTG proper.
And it looks
Not
like
I don't
Seisei
think
is...
rooftop.
I was just about to say Seisei might be headed into the well, but doesn't seem like it.
No, could be doing chickens.
Yep.
Yeah.
That seems more likely.
Yeah, chickens into the well, maybe. Because obviously getting out of the well sucks, so you want to really do the rest of your cat checks before heading into there.
Yeah, ideally you do not want to climb that ladder.
Indeed. So, yeah, gonna count in 10 skulls here, collect the rest of the chickens, and then, yeah, probably head into the well, unless 10 skulls gives something of importance, but no. Just a piece of heart. Sea Falcon heading into GTG. Riley finished with his chickens, rewarded with a blue pea. Thank you, Andrew, for a waste of time. That's
Seisei.
just over 1 rupee per chicken. This economy is busted.
It is absolutely broken. That being said, it seems like Seisei and Riley both have decided to head into the well with their equipment. They can full clear it. It's a reasonable choice. It is still a risk because there's nothing indicating so far to us that well is a required dungeon. It is a gamble that they are making.
Yep, I'd say this is the first proper gamble of the race so far.
I also want to emphasize, not a bad gamble. Well is a very check-dense location. It has, 14 checks, I think? That you can do within about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think you're right, 13 or 14. And ultimately, you started with a lot of the required items for this just being completely open. So, the earlier you start with the items, the more likely it is to have something in terms of just general density. We'll have more of those gold chests than if you were to get stormed at the very last minute. In theory.
Speaking of, so far, not a gold chest inside.
Nope, but let's skip the right side. There are multiple ways through the well. Riley choosing to go straight down the middle. We'll go loop round the left and then do dead hand loop round the right. No big chest poking out of that rubble mound there. You can normally peek it.
And that is the third key that Riley has seen. You need to pick up one of those, Riley. Or the second key that Riley has seen, sorry.
Speaking of keys, Sea Falcon has 4 already as we spot a gold chest in the maze. Could this be our hookshot?
No, iron boots.
Iron boots.
Iron force for that strength that fulfills it. Oh dear.
Wow, okay. That is some logic.
That is not what they wanted to see, I can tell you that much.
Oh, another big chest though. Could we just see... Wait, what? Quarry? Quarry, are you okay?
I think... no, he clicked undone immediately. Was just a misclick. We're good. Everyone panic, and then unpanic, please.
Quarry, the absolute baller. 49
Imagine, though. Imagine. Dastar, I know what you're going to say, but tell the good people of ZSR what you want to say. But with that, these both Seisei and Riley are on the way through the well at a blistering pace, I have to say.
Blistering pace, but no. Did we find any items in the well yet?
Nope. Nothing useful so far.
I know Jackstronomy said that it was a gold chest in the front, but I'm not sure if either of them picked that up yet. Yeah, there is a gold chest. Let's find out what it is.
Riley keeping us waiting on that payoff. A second slingshot.
Ugh. That feels bad. When you essentially rust Goron pottery for that slingshot, only to find another one in the well.
So our working theory for that Epona song path so far seems to be iron boots to get that strength in Tektite Grotto.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't like it. I don't like having no indication of where a hookshot could be almost 1 hour into the seed.
Irons were in the in the first chest in the maze, that isn't including the rooftop.
Mm-hmm. Those are in logic. What Sea Falcon is doing here is not, to note. Sea Falcon is using a trick called Hookshotless GTG, Hookshotless Gerudo Trading Grounds. Oh, another big chest in the well. Okay.
Wow.
For sure. Okay, 2 slingshots in the well. Sure.
And that's it. Nothing else. 2 slingshots. What a horrendous bottom of the well this was.
I told you it comes in 2 configurations.
You had 1 hinted slingshot and two baited slingshots. That is gross. And there we are. That is 2 people who have probably lost a bit of time in comparison to those that are potentially going to win the seed. We love people that didn't gamble bottom of the well, of course, that might end up saving 6 or 7 minutes. Including chickens, maybe 8 minutes or so. Another big chest here in GTG.
Bait of the well in full effect.
Double defense. Feeling healthy.
Let's go.
Another big chest in GTG. Okay.
Again, out of logic.
Yeah.
There's no way to get here without a hook shot.
Cannot be
Says
our
logic.
Logical hook shot. Could be a long shot.
Which Sea Falcon would be delighted to see, I am sure. Because that would enable him to finish another Medallion dungeon in Forest Temple.
I'm going with Ruo's Lair.
Even worse.
Even worse. Yeah. A different kind of lair.
Yeah. Doctor's note.
Is Sea Falcon going to cross the wasteland? I think yes is the answer. You pretty much know at this point that Requiem is across there, so it makes sense to do it now.
Yeah, you have to cross. He knows he has to. He's in the area. It would be foolish not to, I think.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. Meanwhile, Riley picking up the big Poe. Now let's see if they choose to hand this in before heading towards the fortress area. Yeah, it looks like they're going to do so. Check the boulder outside of Market Town. And in the Poe. If there's a hook shot on Big Poes, that could be huge. Of course, in theory, the path hint is fulfilled, so it could just be nothing on Poes at this stage.
Yeah, just because it's fulfilled doesn't mean that there can't be another item though that also might fulfill that path hint. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Also, yeah, crossing is in logic. We do have a lens hint for Skull Mask, so we know where it is. I just doubt we're going to get it. Also, Treasure Chest minigame is hinted, so runners that are well versed in crossing the wasteland will not be getting lens this seed, that's for sure. As we find nothing on Big Pose.
Big Post wasn't the answer. Haunted Wasteland
Ooh.
might be. Good grief.
Hello.
Rudo's letter.
Oh, letter in the wasteland. I mean, I guess everyone's finding that really. Like, it's you have to cross, and with Din's being where it is, it's relatively likely you're going to find that. But magic was on Death Mountain Trail, as we see Riley head towards the fortress area without a magic. It could bite him in the ass a little there. Okay, looks like Say also going to catch a big Poe.
As Sea Falcon leaves the Gerudo area for Desert Colossus, Riley is headed just into there. Slightly more thorough plays by both Riley and Say, who are basically neck and neck. And Felix is taking that chicken into a child Zora's domain. What's he seeking there?
Good question. Nothing is really pointing us here, so I think this is maybe just a bit of a conservative play. You're already child again. Maybe just head towards the areas you don't expect to be coming back to, just to knock them out. There's that bow hint again.
I would really like to know our last path hint.
I think at this point a hookshot is guaranteed to be in Spirit, because irons were in GTG, so... Oh no, I guess, no, it could be a wallet.
Okay,
no, we have a wallet, we have both wallets already.
Small chest on right hand,
yeah.
Sea Falcon about to grab that. Requiem, and I think, I mean, where is Sea Falcon headed next? Can't do anything in Spirit Temple as an adult, obviously. Do you know there is Child?
Yeah, I'd be really tempted to go to Child Spirit at this point. You're pretty certain there's a hook shot in there. Go back at Temple of Time. Go Child. Head through as Spirit as Child. You've got a slingshot, so you can get across without too much problem.
One thing to note: Sea Falcon peeked Colossus' right hand there. Saw a small chest, so. Big chests on that right hand, especially with the gold borders, are very obvious.
Yeah.
So we would have seen that.
Sea Falcon just walking backwards. No immediate.
Yep, wants to hand in Rudo's letter first. I can dig it. Goes up the river. Does Frog's 1 check. And hands in Rudo's letter, and does the other domain checks to just have them out of the way, like you mentioned, and have access to Ice Cavern, which he knows he needs for Nocturne of Shadows.
Yeah, for sure. Bit of bomb tube balling first, though. Find that mirror shield. There it is, looking lime green. Riley going to head into GTG now that HBA was a bust.
Sea Falcons.
Yeah.
Sea Falcons getting chicken blocked there.
Very much in the way. Happy 1 hour mark, by the way, folks.
Oh yeah. Happy 1 hour.
Bit of a jet seat today, I want to say. I mean, I might have cursed it, but I'm getting that feeling, so I'm not entirely sure we'll see the 3 hour mark.
We do not use the J word.
Hey, you know what? It's been a while. I'm allowed to use that word until it burns me again. And then I'll remember that I'm not allowed to use that word anymore.
Yeah, Sponge is in chat pointing out that Kokiri's sword is on Frogs 2, and
it's fine.
This isn't a jet until someone's in go mode.
There's a hookshot in spirit. We can do forests, and yeah, I don't know where the long shot is.
We have no indication of long shot. Yeah,
indeed.
I mean, we know that there is basically the one accessible hookshot has to be in Spirit Temple at this point, or something that points us there. So, the other hookshot is hookshot locked, which leaves basically either Deep Water Temple or Forest at this point. Anyway, we are seeing as we are 1 hour into the seed. Quick recap. We're seeing Riley in GTG. That is something that Sea Falcon has already done. Sea Falcon is on the way up the river to do Zora's domain checks. And hand in Rudo's letter, and then likely go back and go to Child Spirit Temple. Seisei and Riley are both basically head to head. Riley with a minute or two of advantage into GTG. Felix is probably not far behind them. Everyone has spent their first hour well, doing the Dodongo's Cavern, and otherwise mostly checking out what's in the overworld, because this seed is being a bit stingy with items that really open it up. Seisei and Riley both have done Bottom of the Well. Did I get that right? Or did I misremember?
No, that's correct.
Yeah. And found fuck all. Except 2 slingshots.
They found 2 slingshots. They can now sling their hardest.
We heard you like slingshotting, so we put 2 slingshots in the well.
You slinged your last shot, baby. Now, are we going to see Sea Falcon dip Jabu? I highly doubt it, but we do have Farore's Wind. I mean, it is a stone, so there's definitely a world where you don't do that. And I wouldn't blame anyone for it, but recency bias and all that. There was recently a hookshot in that boomerang chest, and does that make people a bit nervous? Oh, there could be another hookshot on the boomerang chest. Do I want to go and dip that again?
The answer is no. I don't. You really don't want to.
No, I doubt we'll see it, but it's a possibility.
They might walk in there and just drop Farore's Wind right at the entrance. That is a possibility, because there's not much else to do with Farore's Wind at this point in a child play, or in a child as child, I should say. There's no other dungeon where they would really position it, but that's the most I see them doing.
We'll find out if he comes back down for that fish.
Has a second bottle, doesn't need to come back down.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. But you don't want to lose your torch here, so you light the torches. Are you gonna go for a fish? You gonna run backwards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gonna
We're
grab
doing
a
it.
fish. At the very least, yeah, there's 4 roars. Oh. Now, it could just be saying it in the mouth, of course. And then not actually doing any of Jabu, but... possible.
This is... Sorry, Jackstonomy, but this is not going to be an emotional support fish. This is going to be a food fish.
When is the mod where we can go into Jabu and catch the fish? You know, where's that fish gone, right? Surely it's just in the same place that you've gone, so there should be a fish flapping about. Catch it, take it outside. Jabu has been played for an absolute fool.
Wow.
Some deity you are, look whose fish is back in the bottle.
Sea Falcon also using the opportunity to grab those hints, obviously. Target in the woods still grants you a milk bottle. We still are
I've
missing
read
a
that
path.
1,000 times now.
Feel like, yeah, same way. But it is just in Kokiri Forest Storm's Grotto and in Zora's Fountain.
Go on, Sea Falcon. Oh,
Nah, forget about it. You're not doing that. I don't see a world, Jim.
I don't know, it depends how desperate you are. Depends how safe. I'd have done it, but I'm also pretty garbage, so...
We are headed into Spirit Temple.
Yeah, this makes perfect sense. Highly likely something is going to be in Spirit. Well, I'll say highly likely. It's guaranteed something's going to be in Spirit.
Question is just, is it child accessible?
Indeed. Highly likely something's going to be on child side, should I say. Oh, they don't. No, you're right. They've never gone... They didn't go to get that other bottle or pick up that slingshot. So they can use Chews. They don't need a slingshot. Chews work just fine. But yeah, I didn't actually realise they'd not picked up that slingshot. And you know what? I know a place where you can get 2 for 1.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good deal going in that place.
Mm. Bait 1, get 1 free.
Yikes.
Don't see a big chest over this side. I'm not sure what spawned on the other side. I don't know if you see it.
It was a
I assume
key.
Right,
It was a
I was gonna
key,
say.
so we can't progress.
Okay, good news. It would have been really weird if you couldn't. It's hard lock strength to hook shot / long shot.
But that is good news. We have the chance to get baited even deeper into Child Spirit Temple.
Few checks here though. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 checks you can do here. Of course, if you've already peeked the right hand and know what it is, then it's only 4. However, if you haven't,
And save yourself a key.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, and the
that is
death.
Tasty taking a death.
First death of Season 6. Let's go.
First death on restream.
My seasons are restreamed, so it's one and the same.
Oh,
There's a big chest. Oh, it's 2 big chests.
Let's see.
Hook shot and long shot.
Hook shot.
Oh, there's
Oh,
hook
that
shot.
would be hilarious.
Oh, long shot. Please be long shot.
No,
Oh,
but double magic.
Another bottle of piss.
Oh, but the
That
big one.
truly is the worst color of magic I've ever seen.
That is, yeah.
But there is our hook shot. We know where his strength is, so Forest now in play.
Yep. And that is certainly where Sea Falcon is headed next.
Cannot see behind that extreme close-up of a torch.
It's a key.
So, can get out to the right hand if we've not peeked it already.
Yeah, you can do a lot now. You can do Forest Temple. Water Temple has a lot of checks open if it comes to that. You can do Ice Cavern, which you need to do for Shadow Temple at some point. And likely on the way you are going to find a second strength or other items that give you further direction. So this seed is just going now.
Yeah. Full steam ahead as we see another small key there on Sea Falcon's side. Probably going to grab this and scum the right hand, so you can just come here as a doll. Pretty much rinse through it. For those wondering what scumming something means, that means essentially using an item but saving beforehand so that if it doesn't pay out, you can reset and keep that item because you saved before you used it.
Yep, safe scum is the full term. And it means exactly that. Hedging your bets, which is totally legal.
Yeah, typically only use it on bomb, choose, or keys.
Seems like Sea Falcon is not as certain about what's on right hand as I was. Is going for that Iron Knuckle.
I didn't see it whatsoever, so I'm unsure. As Riley goes back adult here. Or is this going back child? No, going back child. Without the letter, it is going to sting a little bit. Didn't find magic on DMT either, so maybe Riley a little bit behind at this stage.
It is a big chest.
Ooh.
With Megaton Hammer.
With a hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Oh, that would have been bad to miss. Whoops.
That would have been you out, Tobias.
I mean...
Although I guess it is only a stone, but yeah, that's...
It is a stone dungeon, but still, yeah, I wouldn't... Missing that would have been bad. So...
Indeed.
It's good that I'm sitting here in the commentary booth and not running this one.
So, Sea Falcon definitely in the lead on the restream thus far.
Yep. Making a few aggressive plays, I think, has really paid off for Sea Falcon here.
Yeah, just reading the hints, following the hints, and getting paid out for it, really.
Hammer was on Colossus' right hand. As I was just asked in chat. Yeah, Sea Falcon is now going adult, certainly headed to grab that strength. And then, as I said, Forest, Ice Cavern. Maybe a Fire Dip? Don't really want to, but if you find nothing else in the locations I just mentioned, then probably.
Riley, please. There we go.
Oh, almost getting
how
off the platform.
How on earth did he not avoid that there? Unbelievable.
I have no idea. Plot armor, probably.
Indeed. As Seisei is about to open up this chest and find their Ruto's letter, Felix grabs a wallet. Sea Falcon grabs the seed by the scruff of the neck as they rush progression for the next 20 to 30 minutes.
Yep. Riley's looking to do a cool trick and losing about a minute or two here.
I think they got it that time. Yeah. No, Riley does not have Router's Letter. They don't have magic, so could not check the Wasteland chest whilst crossing. Sea Falcon grabs their big Poe here to fully confirm all routes around that opponent path to Phantom Ganon.
Yep, makes sense. It's a good safety play at this point.
Mm-hmm. And then I think after you hand this in, you just play Minuet and go straight to Forest. Oh no, you grab Strength first because they haven't grabbed their Strength yet, and then you play.
Yep. And then you do not pass go to not collect 200 rupees and go straight to Forest.
On the plus side though, it's only one Forest on Restream. I'm alright with that. No quad Forest. Riley's not getting their hookshot as well though.
I swear I can type, but apparently I cannot think and type at the same time today, so disregard everything I just wrote in chat. Oh gosh. Okay, anyway. Hookshot was in spirit as well as a hammer. As well as what was it? What else was this?
Another magic.
Another magic. Which is good for Riley, who has skipped the DMT fairy magic.
Yeah, does mean they could, in theory, do a reverse wasteland here after Spirit, but I'd be very surprised if they did.
And as we expected, Sea Falcon is playing Minuet, headed straight to Forest as soon as he grabbed that strength.
Yeah, makes a ton of sense. Seisei is going Child, so probably going to do the same thing that Sea Falcon did in terms of turning in that letter, going to Child's Spirit.
Alright, Sea Falcon's seed is on rails for the next 15 or so minutes.
See if they find anything in the Forest Temple.
Collected 4 skulls so far, okay. Well, we don't have to wait long for the first golden chest, which is Silver Scale.
A Silver Scale, oh baby.
Doesn't give us anything now.
No, that's...
Only convenient access to Zora's domain.
Yeah. Only thing that's going to be in logic for at this stage is Lab Dive. See Riley finishing off Spirit here. Gonna grab this other small key. Head through to the right hand, get their Megaton Hammer. So, still doing alright for items, but yeah, just missing that Ruto's Letter, which is not super crucial at this precise moment. You do still have stuff to do, but I think is gonna burn them a little bit, because you don't rush Horned Wasteland unless you get hindered. Ooh, they're leaving! They're leaving without checking the hammer.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. I'm wondering if they've seen that wrong.
Yeah, I mean, if...
There is no way you skip it.
I saw a small chest there, and I mean, obviously... I'm not as good a runner as any one of those on Restream today, but... Sometimes you just miss peak stuff, and that happens.
Does happen. That's a little terrifying for Ryan's prospects. Of course, we don't even need the hammer, potentially.
In theory.
So it could actually end up saving them a bit of a problem. Sometimes if you skip an item that's not required, you end up not doing those checks, and hey, it saves you time, so who knows. Sea Falcon on 6 skulls. Only need a maximum of 10 in the seed as far as he is aware, but only on 6, 1 out of 20. So Felix is doing a little bit more Fire Temple. Interesting choice. is going to get this magic, though. Now warping back to Bolero, so we're probably going to do the DMC into DMT route, pick up their magic on Fairy. Scream a little bit, knowing that they probably could have checked Haunted Wasteland, but maybe not to think too much of it, as Seisei finds their second bottle of magic and their first hookshot.
I think something that Riley might have thought about was that the key on map chest in Spirit was magic locked, so I don't need to worry about that item on right hand for now.
I don't know.
Is maybe how the thought process went? I'm not sure, but on the other hand, magic was right there.
No, I don't think you can get that close to it and just think, this is fine. I'll just grab this with long shot. I think Riley's unfortunately just mispeaked that chest.
Alright, I mean,
but they'll see it on the other side. If you don't need it, and you do get long shot, you can potentially just see it on the other side and end up not caring so much about it. AD for Prelude? That seems, what's that?
mean...
Jabu and Fire? Yeah, I mean, we could spend 15 minutes doing that for a saving 2. A little bit of an imbalance on the numbers there. And there's magic for Felix.
Now everyone has a magic. Riley's now headed into Forest Temple.
Yeah. Seisei has opened this door, so we'll be getting their hammer. But as it won't be too long before Seisei also goes into Forest Temple. Which means we are probably going to have triple Forest. Felix is choosing to dodge Child Spirit at this stage, doing a little bit more overworld as adult. Of course, this is stuff that everyone else has already done, so he's playing a little bit of catch-up here.
Another big chest in Forest. Let's see what this one is. A blue fire bottle.
Oh, blue fire, okay. Well, that actually come in handy. You know you've got to go to ice. So, just throwing that onto King Zora on the way is actually pretty convenient.
Yep. Enables you to just warp out of ice.
Sea Falcon doing the little ground jump strat here. If you ground jump onto the blocks, you don't need to actually push them. Messing that one up a little bit. Can only do it with hovers as well. To save time.
So ground jump itself is a trick in Ocarina of Time. Normally you are not supposed to be able to jump up onto these blocks, but you can make Link jump up vertically by... Let's see if I explain this semi-correctly. Making him grab a bomb that he is kind of outside of the grab range for, and then having that bomb explode. Which kind of brings Link into a weird state that makes him jump up vertically when you backflip.
Felix, meanwhile, is buying blue fire like an absolute gamer.
Hey, you have a big wallet? Might as well.
Seisei heading towards the Zora domain with their letter. That's what we've seen on the Sea Falcon side already. Felix continuing to do some adult cleanup. There is that the no? That's not the first time we've seen adult shooting gallery. The red Poe is down. I forget the name of the red Poe.
Joel.
That's the one. Finding the boss key. Riley a little bit behind them. think at
The
this
post.
point, we should probably get a bit of a prediction going. We're only essentially 2 items away. I think a prediction for either long shot or strength 2 would be pretty pertinent. Maybe strength 2.
Let's go. I'll get that started.
There we go. Give us your worst.
Where will we find our first? Exclamation point. Pair of silver gauntlets.
Oh, Alfalfa stole Darunia. I didn't get a chance to type it. Alfalfa stole Darunia from me. I'm devastated.
Haha! With the sneaky promotion, Dextronomy. Thank you.
Fabulous answer. Tree compass. Now that would be a horrendous strength too.
Ew, that's horrifying. Get your Kokiri sword from frogs to go into Deku for nothing else but that second strength. Ugh. Also, a reminder that I usually do not reward somewhere stupid bits. Okay, it wasn't unfreezing King Zora.
Indeed, that is I'm not sure how I feel about this play from Felix. Like, I'm not sure why you'd come all the way up here to unfreeze King Zora and not really do anything else. I feel that's maybe a little bit of a desperation play. It's like, oh, maybe I'm behind. Maybe I should do something a little bit crazy. See Falcon about to go up against Meg, the green pole. Felix, I'm uncertain as to where Felix is going.
I think Felix has lost the plot a bit in terms of where that Rudo's letter might be.
I'm not sure they crossed the wasteland.
Has he been in GTG yet? He has to have been. He has iron boots.
Yeah, I think. I'm not sure they crossed, so I think at this point they're like, oh man, I should have crossed. I think I'm going to need to go to Spirit's Child. Oh, it's Amy's green. Oh, okay, I always thought Meg was green. I'm wrong.
Sea Falcon is currently fighting Meg.
Terrible film, by the way.
I never watched it.
Not Little Women. That's fine, but The Meg is a terrible film.
If you say so. I trust your judgment about that because the same as like my statement still stands either way. Never watched.
That's good. You can rest well knowing you haven't. So Felix is going to cross the wasteland here. Notably, kind of saved themselves, even if they have taken longer to get here, because they did find that magic. So is going to find Ruto's letter on Haunted Wasteland, despite sort of not really doing this when they should have another time. But yeah, ultimately not the end of the world. And Seisei is now in Forest. I don't think we're going to have Quad Forest. I don't see a world where Felix gets the hook shot and gets into Forest before Sea Falcon leaves. So that's good.
Yep. Also, Sea Falcon is more or less done with the boring part of Forest and into the interesting part of Forest, which is the boss fight.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mechanically interesting.
No, you're right. Phantom Ganon has some good strats. We'll see if anyone knows or performs the Sea Falcon, the Phantom Ganon bow strats, shall we call them. If we do see them, we will explain them. If we don't see them, we'll explain them anyway.
Three quick side hops. Obviously, we skipped the cutscenes in this and any other dungeon, so just straight into the fight without any interruption by Ganondorf or his puppet Phantom Ganon.
It's a good cutscene as well. I like the Forest Temple vanilla cutscene. It's intimidating.
Yeah, it is. It is scary.
Doesn't look like we're going to see bow strats here on Sea Falcon's side. We'll see. Don't think we can, not close enough to the fence.
You mean pinning him behind the fence using bow strats?
Yeah, so and forgive me if I explain this terribly. If you get them sort of near the fence, I'm not sure if it can work elsewhere, but I've only ever seen it work out the fences. If you shoot a bow at it, it deflects the bow. Whilst it's deflecting, it loses its invulnerability state, so you can sort of like slash it with your sword to bring him back down and continue to do the jump slash attacks.
Interesting. Okay, another bow on Phantom Ganon. That is...
Well, that is definitely bow locked.
Certainly. That is this dungeon done for Sea Falcon. Is not interested in the hints, it seems, despite us still missing a path hint, but it seems like he feels he has enough direction to continue the rest of the seed without any more hints.
I mean, ultimately, you've got a good amount of progression on the cards right now. I think it's fine to semi-ignore it. Like, there is still one path hint, so there is value in checking them if you feel like it. But hey, rough ice, get Nocturne, go Shadow. There's a lot of checks in the way. You might not need any path hints. You might just be in go mode.
That is true.
That's the 900th time I've seen Target in the Woods is a milk bowl.
Yeah, it feels like it. It really
Honest
does.
to God, I think I've read that so many times today.
And that is the second runner done with the Po loop in Forest Temple. Opens up the elevator down to the basement. Riley hot on Sea Falcon's heels, probably also going to take the same route through the Lostwood shortcut straight to Zora's domain for Ice Cavern.
Not without Ruto's letter, they're not.
Oh, that's true.
So I'm interested to see where Riley goes after this, because they don't have a clear-cut path right now. Probably will get those hints around Deku Tree. Path hint could just be Haunted Wasteland. That would bail him out a bit. Falcon getting the disappointment that King Zora is not blessing the seed with his wares. Just a recovery, huh?
But oh well. Time to see what is in the Adult Zora's Fountain checks and ultimately in Ice Cavern.
Yes. New
Besides
checks.
the song.
Nice and bright area, no dull forest temple, murky browns.
Much more light in here. Ranch to Phantom Ganon, you don't say.
Time warp, I'll see if I'm inside there, but we'll see what
Yep.
Fairy gives. Riley, meanwhile, is on Phantom Ganon. Stacey approaching the halfway point in Forest Temple. Felix is only a
There is
minute.
Strength 2.
Strength 2, okay.
Okay,
Huge.
that is Spirit Temple for Sea Falcon. Okay, so Sea Falcon will get the Nocturne from Ice Cavern, will then be able to do Shadow Temple, is now able to complete Spirit Temple as well. Sea Falcon is a long shot from Glow Mode. Glow Mode, the tongue-in-cheek way we like to refer to missing everything, or having everything to complete the seed but light arrows, which Ganondorf himself will tell you where they are. And the darkest timeline, of course, being those light arrows sitting in Deku Tree.
They won't win the bet, Tobias.
Let's see. I see someone said Icy Waters. That's pretty darn close. Someone said on Baronade and Boomerang is on Goma. Ew. Wow. Someone really tried to. Nice try, Schulzer. Bit late on that. I'm gonna say Icy Waters is close enough to count.
Oh, baby. Well, looks like we can replace that bet with another straight shot. Where's the long shot?
Yup. Clear that and...
On that chest for ice. This is so nice. Going into Ice Cavern with chest size matches contents. It does speed it up significantly.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, time to get your bets in chat again. Where's that long shot?
Felix died. Oh,
Felix,
that is
please.
a horrible place to die.
That sucks. Get to do the whole climb again, basically.
Yeah, and that's if they've peeked that chest. If they've not, and they're like, "Ah, fuck it, I don't want it," then that's Oh, the lead.
Oh! Probably wants to peek it now, I guess.
Yeah, they're going
Is
the
it
wrong
worth
way.
it to go up there? Yup.
Yeah, they see it. They see that gold
water.
chest. Back they go.
Yeah, back in we go.
Oh, that is a rough
boy.
death. So Riley's in water, having just finished Forest Temple. Riley's gone to
Interesting.
Water Temple. I guess it makes sense from their perspective. They don't have letter, so can't rush ice at this stage. I think rush ice is 1 hour 39 minutes. Early boss key.
There's a boss key. Now, do you just leave and come back when you have a long shot?
No,
Riley says no.
I mean, not really, because Riley doesn't have too much else to do. It'd be different. It'd be a different story if they had like a path to follow. But right now, they're a little stuck.
Can we just delete ice keys?
Only if we can delete the spike balls, whatever the hell they're called.
Deal.
Fabulous. This game has got much better.
Yeah.
Where was the letter? Bossage, the letter was on Haunted Wasteland.
Alright, I'm going to close betting as soon as Sea Falcon is done with the Ice Cavern. As soon as he has picked up the song, so get your bets in if you haven't already.
No, neither strength did lock the other, to the best of my knowledge. It's a small key on the map chest here. And Sea Falcon with nothing in the chest. You know the song. There's a Nocturne. And I think we are just going to play that and go straight to Shadow.
Yup, that's the plan. You have another progression dungeon to do, so that's what you do.
Absolutely. Felix now back. After a couple of minutes delay here, Felix is back. Going to find their Megaton Hammer. Probably going to be a little salty that it is the Megaton Hammer as well. It's not probably something you want to find. Right, so we got our first look at Shadow Temple. Right, Felix is playing Serenade after finding that hammer. I think they're just going to go straight back to Temple of Time at this point. Probably see them at the forest pretty quickly. Lots of shield flicks there. I don't think they're super happy with how things are going. Early boss key on Sea Falcon's side.
So Riley just did a peek in Central Pillar that I don't quite know the setup for, but basically you can peek the... It turns out not necessary. Right, Sea Falcon is done with Dead Hand. That has to be a small key, I think?
No.
Oh right, there's the silver rupee checks still available.
Yeah, and the Gerudo.
So, at least once this seed, we are seeing Phantom Ganon, sorry, not Phantom Ganon, Dark Link on Restream, the real boss of the Water Temple.
Indeed, can't say I expected to be seeing it either. And Say just finishes Forest, gets their Fire Medallion to boot. Riley's
that was
struggling
weird.
to hit Dark Link here, by the looks of things.
That was weird, gotta say.
Oh, there we go. Market was path to something. Was our last path in.
Twin Rover. Market was path to Twin Rover for the Mirror Shield.
Rover, so
absolutely makes sense.
There we go. That was the final, fifth and final path in as Sea Falcon finds their gold scale in Shadow.
Puts exactly one check in Logic, which is the lap dive.
Oh,
so 2 more items that Riley can check here. River chest right here, as well as dragon chest in the next room. River chest is just another key.
It's also another key. There's definitely some logic implications as to what that being a key means, but that is 2 over my head.
Yep, and in the end, what it tells us is that Iron Boots are indeed downloadable content this seed. You don't need it to complete it. You don't need them to complete it. It's strictly optional.
Wait, long shot? Did we just see long shot?
Where?
DMC Fairy?
What?
Oh, baby.
That means
That is hard hammer
Riley
required.
skipping that hammer. It's gonna bite him so hard. Rip.
Yeah, that is rough. Alright, well, Say is in glow mode. No, sorry, they will be in a minute or two when they find strength 2 behind this fairy. So yeah, 3 fairy fountains. 4 fairy fountains paying out this seed.
Yeah, it's just go to fairies and get all your items in this seed.
Fairy's forehead. Right, well, that is interesting to wonder when Sea Falcon is potentially going to go to Deathmount Crater. It's not unreasonable. You've got Bolero.
Yeah, but it is 1 checks, and you probably do that when you are ready to commit to Fire Temple.
Yeah, that is perfectly fair. Oh, a big chest in Shadow.
Say now with his copy of the Strength 2. And Strength 3 in Shadow
3.
Temple.
Wow, okay. So truly looking pretty promising that this seed is on its last legs.
Yup. Let's see about that bet though.
Looks like Felix is going to find the long shot as well, pretty quickly as well. So somehow, despite Felix missing that magic and not doing the crossing earlier, they're suddenly back to some pretty high health in terms of their overall positioning.
So I see a few bets that say Fire Temple checks, but there's really nothing that even comes close to saying somewhere in Crater.
Well, no one wins then.
No one wins.
Can't win them all.
Well, we all got it wrong. I mean, somehow we both also missed Say picking up that that long shot. So
one bet left though, Tobias.
yes, and that's for all the marbles, folks.
Yeah.
Your bet list. Where oh where are those light arrows?
The true marble.
Where oh where is a lemon lollipop?
Immediately first bet, top of Deku.
The second bet was Light Trial, which Light Trial I can't even fault them for it.
I mean, hey, we're gonna have Strength 3. It's not even that bad. I'd love it to be in Light Trial this seed. That's what you want to see when you go to Ganon.
OGC Fairy would just be hilarious because that would literally be a themed seed.
Oh yeah,
at this point.
Magnificent. At that point,
I'm in favor.
All the other fairies are looking at the Colossus Fairy being like, you let the fucking team down. How could you do this?
Yeah, pull your weight. Well, here's confirmation that it's long shot indeed on DMC Ferry. Ooh.
Yeah, there is a
Ooh,
couple
is
of...
that- Is
Oh,
that
go on.
Riley heading into Crater here?
Yeah, but without a hammer.
That's... Well...
So he's going to find their other magic at the very least. Which does mean that they are probably going to orphan that other fairy even harder, because they're doing everything else around it.
Wonderful!
Yeah, Riley is in a bad spot.
So... The question now becomes... What will make Sea Falcon commit to that Crater Fairy?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, because unless you do fire, there's no real reason to warp to Bolero anymore this seed. You've already done ice, you've already done forest and Lost Woods, so that's the only real reason to go. I think you'd be more likely to go to somewhere like GTG, or even just normal Water Temple, right? Just go into Water Temple, try find your boss key, look for long shot at the same time. So, it is a difficult check to just go and do. I like that Sea Falcon's name, file name is also just called Longshot. Very telling that that is the go mode item, essentially.
Good prediction on that one.
We find another big chest here in the Shadow Temple, and it is the third bow. Final chest in Shadow here for Sea Falcon, as they are launching dins to kill the 4 Master Spawns. Not something I've seen in a while.
The easiest way to get all 3 baby floor masters before they can be an annoyance. I support it.
I mean, hey, it works. I can't fault anything that works.
There's Morpha done. I'm going to close betting for where the light arrows are once Sea Falcon is done with Bongo, so... If you want to get your bets in, please do so now.
Felix is getting pretty trolled by these geese.
Yeah. So, at this point, Sea Falcon is on the clock. At least here on Restream, Seisei has a clear path straight to the light arrow hint. If not to his light arrows. So Sea Falcon has about, what do you say, 10 minutes to figure out where that long shot is?
I'm just trying to think what they've done. I think, yeah, that feels about right. Maybe a little more than 10 minutes. I think Shadow was like 12 minutes or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, so...
Yeah, but
they've essentially got
needs to do water tempo.
all of Shadow. Yeah, no, that's true. That is true. And yeah, the Sea Falcon is definitely off to Spirit next.
Mm-hmm. And that is Sea Falcon done with Bongo, and I closing bets. Just a heart piece on Bongo, so, well, off to Spirit Temple, Sea Falcon goes, Seisei is into Shadow Temple now, and Riley is wondering where to go next, I think.
Riley's just gonna go do KZ skip. Fuck it. I'll show you banned KZ skip.
I mean, it's a way to forfeit.
Is heading that way.
Question mark?
Also aiming left onto the river, not onto the... Oh no, is going into domain? Did they buy blue fire? Is this just to drop this on King's Aura?
No, there was a blue fire bottle.
Ah, yes, yes. Right, first look at Spirit Temple for Sea Falcon, as Felix entirely breaks his music in Shadow Temple.
But has a really, really clean dead hand fight in exchange. Riley is warping to the desert.
I mean,
Which...
this checks out. You're running out of checks, so Ultimate Wasteland has got to be at the top of your mind.
And looks like that's where he's headed.
Yeah. I'm gonna be pretty frustrated when they find this letter.
Yeah, he's not gonna like it, nope. But at least it'll get him back on track.
Yes, indeed.
Small key, junk item. Nothing much in Spirit Temple so far for Sea Falcon. But doesn't need to be.
No, not much left in general, so not expecting to see a ton of big chests. Of course, we are still missing a couple of things that could help us throughout the seed, including the boomerang. There is a chance we do need that.
Ooh, Jabu would be pretty evil as a light arrow location.
Yeah, that's the worst location at this particular junction. Would be absolutely hilarious.
The angry shield flicks from Riley, as we would expect.
Yep, that must feel pretty bad. Just the way of Rando sometimes. Gonna feel even worse when they find the hammer.
No, the hammer they're not gonna be worried about until he goes to DMC Ferry, which considering he's done literally everything around that check, is going to be a while, unfortunately. Like that's I'm not saying that to sound in any way like sarcastic or whatever. It is just a fact that Riley has pretty well orphaned this check, which really isn't good for him.
See if I can find another bottle.
Another milk bottle as well. Yeah, Riley is obviously now headed into Zora's domain to hand in Rudo's letter, probably drop Ferrori's Wind in Jabu as well, just in case.
Yeah, we'll see if they come to any of Jabu. They must feel pretty behind, so curious as to what their plays are going to be.
That could be a play to, you know, one of the wackier plays to do here is to commit to Jabu and just see if maybe there's a useful item in there that other runners probably didn't get. Happy 2 hours, by the way.
Happy 2 hours.
And as we are 2 hours into the seed, let me use this opportunity to thank everyone who's volunteering to make this restream possible. First of all, thank you, of course, to our runners. Follow our runners who are putting on a heck of a show for us. Say, Sea Falcon, Felix, and Riley. All top-tier OoTR runners. And just watching their streams is always a good time. Give them a follow here on Twitch. Thank you also to our trackers. If I can get my stuff together and type the right command. Nope, that wasn't the right command. That's the right command. Thank you so much to our trackers, Lava Plume, Shannock, Worn Traveler, and Fox, for helping us all keep track of what is going on in this seed, who has what item. And finally, thank you to Chimp, my co-commentator.
My pleasure as always, as we find the boss key in the very last possible location. Love to see it.
To recap, Rudo's letter was sitting in Haunted Wasteland. The magic to get that was on Death Mountain Trail Ferry, which all runners but Riley on Restream lucked into pretty early. Riley couldn't get that. Also skipped the hammer on Colossus' right hand, which he will not find until he full clears Spirit Temple. And in general has also pretty well orphaned Death Mountain Crater Ferry, which has his long shot, which we will need to finish Water Temple. So overall, yeah, this seed has just gone pretty crummy for Riley. No other way to put it. In terms of who's ahead, bit difficult to say. Sea Falcon has no idea where that long shot is. Seisei has already completed Water Temple, but is still working his way through Shadow, while Sea Falcon is already nearly done with Spirit Temple. So they're trading blows at the moment, I would say. Felix not far behind Seisei, literally one room. But as far as I can tell, does not have the long shot. No. Oh, he does have the long shot. Oh.
Yeah, 2 with long, 2 without.
The problem is that Felix is still missing the medallion for Forest Temple, so that is another about 15 minutes or so. That he will need to invest. But that's basically your seed. I think that Ruto's letter on Haunted Wasteland with Nocturne, the required song for Shadow Temple, being locked by that Ruto's letter in Ice Cavern is just mainly the decision maker in this seed.
Indeed, indeed it is. Sea Falcon almost done with Spirit Temple. Just the world's most famous witch to dismantle.
See, looks like a good stun lock, and done. One cycle. Oh. Alright. Riley has handed in his Rudo's letter and is now headed to Zora's Domain as an adult to go and grab that Nocturne. And on the way he will also find Strength 2, which will give him access to Spirit Temple as an adult, which will put him back on track, because he will find that hammer in the topmost chest on Spirit Colossus' right hand as he goes along. No, what I mean is Rudo's letter unlocks Ice Cavern. In terms of Rudo's letter, you need Rudo's letter to get access to Ice Cavern.
Indeed. No.
Sorry if that was a bit. Sorry if that was a bit ambiguous. So second and third Bongo fights. Say done with Bongo. Sea Falcon has just found his long shot, and that is Sea Falcon in. Okay.
Yeah, that's a huge deal. Straight from Spirit, right to DMC.
Could have done Water Temple, or could have been baited into thinking, oh, maybe it's in Water Temple, but no. Straight into Death Mountain Crater. Grabs that long shot. Is now obviously in glow mode.
Yeah, enormous. So keeps them in the lead over Say.
Yep.
Oh,
and it looks like we have our first finisher. Floosh in first place with a time of 2:07:13. That tells me a bit of metagaming here, but that tells me that the light arrows can't be somewhere too terrible. GG's to Floosh.
GG's. I mean, Sea Falcon is maybe a max 10 minutes behind. Well, I say max. Minimum 10 minutes behind. In terms of if they get this boss key pretty quick, which they will, beat Morpher, go up to Ganon's. It kind of just depends on the light arrows.
Yeah, gotta say, it's gotta be my castle, it's gonna be in light trial at this point.
If they're somewhere terrible, then fair play. Floosh has absolutely destroyed this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, Kokiri's Sword looking fairly unlikely at this stage.
Someone in chat still clinging to the hope, saying, "No, I bet Floosh just rushed frogs." Yeah,
one hell of a play.
Bet that.
Let me tell you, that'd be one hell of a play.
It's exactly the wacky kind of play that you want for one of your qualifiers to pay off, right?
The first one, yeah, just going balls to the wall, straight the frogs to. Sea Falcon is going to see that boss key chest.
Obviously, not even going to bother with map chest at this point, except maybe to make sure those aren't the light arrows.
Honestly, I think I skip that, even if I don't have lights.
You're up there anyway. Might as well.
If I wanted to go to fire bossage, like, ultimately you have your hammer, right? So, you found hammer in Spirit, follow the hammer.
And it looks like, unless I'm missing something, we have our second finisher.
Cola in second place. GG Cola.
Just stays under 2 hours 10 minutes. 2:09:59.
Nice, great finish. They'll be really chuffed with that.
Yeah. That is Sea Falcon done with Morpha in just about a moment. Felix at the same time, also in the overly long Morpha dying cutscene. Did I mention we skipped most cutscenes? Yeah, this one stayed.
Yeah, unfortunately, this one and the one afterwards.
Oh yeah, the
beating Water Temple is slow.
Mm-hmm.
That's Felix's 4th medallion. So still a little bit to catch up with. Still needs to go and beat Forest. And wait, no, have they done Forest? Cariosa is in 3rd.
No, Felix has not done Forest.
Not done Forest. My goodness.
Cariosa indeed finishing 3rd. So it looks like it's really just the light arrows are somewhere very accessible.
Right, Say now heading up to the last chunk of Spirit Temple, not too far behind Sea Falcon. And yeah, I would also shoot the sun here. Check that is, and then save quit. Oh, there they are!
Oh, well, okay.
Well, that's pretty convenient.
That is indeed very convenient. What do we have?
Imagine not checking that and then getting told Lake Hylia. How gutted would you be?
Yes. Oh, okay, so OGC Ferry and Colossus Ferry, the lone ferries that did not have a useful item in this seed. Just want to re-emphasize that.
Could still have Boomerang. We don't know, but that OGC Ferry could still have Boomerang. Not particularly useful, but...
Yeah, people said Light Trial, OGC Ferry, Water Trial...
Because people are monsters.
Deep Fire and Pierre and... I have no idea, and Deku Tree, but there was not one who even came close to saying even Water Temple or Lake Hylia. So unfortunately, I think this bet is ending without a winner.
That's fine.
In any case, I think Sea Falcon is about 5 minutes from finishing.
Yeah, they're going to feel pretty happy with this.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, I don't think they did much wrong. Like, it's quite impressive that people have finished, you know, a matter of minutes ahead, because Sea Falcon had a pretty strong route all told.
Yeah, absolutely. Chimp, this is probably a good time to ask now that our first runner is in go mode. How are qualifiers scored? You want to talk about that a bit?
Oh boy, you are asking the wrong person.
All right, that's fine.
I do not know the mathematical madness behind the scoring system. It's also 1:15 in the morning, so
I mean,
even
yeah,
even if I did,
over here.
Even if I did know the mathematical madness, I certainly don't right now.
Yep, I wouldn't try to explain it because I just have no idea. But I'm sure race moderators and admin and other admins will be happy to ask. Will be happy to answer your questions if you have any about them.
Indeed. Ultimately, it's based on, I think it's an average. A 10%, top 10% will set the sort of like the average in terms of when the points start to scale downwards. The maximum points you can get for any race, I think, is 1,100 points. And then it will scale down from there. And it's all based on time, it's not based on positioning. So, if you come 32nd and someone comes 31st and they beats you by a second, your points will still essentially be the same, even if you were to come 31st.
Free airfare provided courtesy of Iron Knuckle Airways here.
Indeed.
Yeah, so in the end, qualifiers, as you said, are scored based on to summarize, based on time, and it's really scales based on top finishers. So it's not like if everyone has a 3 hour 15-minute seed, like if the first finisher finishes after 3 hours 15 minutes, it is no problem for other runners to finish at 3 hours 20, 3 hours 30, and still get really good qualifier points. Did I get that right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. And here is Ganondorf for Sea Falcon. Let's see.
Can they finish top 5? Seems fairly likely that they will get a top 5 finish. Only 3 down.
Yeah, we'll see. Two more spots left in that very exclusive group.
Ganondorf down, so just Ganon, cycle part 1 and part 2 to go. Seisei has finished Spirit, so they are also on their way. Now, Seisei did not check Shoot the Sun, so they are going to have to go back to Lake Hylia and check that.
Yeah, that's going to cost them a few minutes.
Yeah.
And
I get it.
Ecola finishing in 4th place with a time of 2:17.15. So now there's
Oh.
just 1 spot left in the top 5 for Sea
1
Falcon.
spot to go.
We'll see.
Minute and a half to go before Sea Falcon finishes. Could be sniped. Riley is hoping that everything is just on the way at this point. Obviously, they're still missing the long shot and the light arrows. A few dungeons to go. Unfortunately, Riley missed the letter for a significant amount of time, and they didn't go and get the chest on the right side, Colossus, so they've skipped their hammer, so their long shot is quite far away from them.
So Riley will not find that hammer until he does Colossus.
Yeah.
As adult, which he now can do. He has strength 2.
But Sea Falcon about to get the finish.
Will he get 5th place?
Is this the top 5? Is this the top 5 finish? I want to see it confirmed. There's the stab. No snipe?
We'll see.
No snipe!
No
Fifth
snipe!
place for Sea
5th
Falcon.
place.
GG's in chats, everyone. GG's. Strong race. I didn't really see anything go wrong. I think it's a really strong race, all told. Seisei's not too far behind, maybe 5 minutes based on needing to get the light arrows and go back. We shall see if Sea Falcon wants to join us for an interview in the meantime. Yeah, I'm with you, Alfalfa. It's honestly an incredible finish time. 12 minutes is a long time to get that finish in early. Absolute god-routed.
Yeah.
But that includes Cola as well. Cola also finished in a good time. Carioso 2:11, so 8 minutes. Could have gone earlier. You know, we did say a few times, you know, when are people going to go to GTG? When are people going to rush that area because we know something's there? So there was definitely room early game, I think, for people to go a little faster. You know, really chase that bow and just be like, you know what? Well, I don't need to check anything else. I'm just going to go get my hook shot. or assumed hookshot. And then from there, everything else just sort of clicks into place. Provided you have magic in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Seisei is back at Lake, is doing Shoot the Sun first, so thankfully isn't going to have to do any other checks. Probably going to be a little annoyed at themselves. Like, I should have done this after water, there's no reason not to. But that cutscene does suck, so I understand not wanting to have to shoot that and go past it.
So I did message Sea Falcon about an interview, but so far I haven't gotten a response.
That's fine. In the meantime, GG to Vela in 6th place.
Oh yeah! GG's indeed. And here's Seisei in go mode on the way to Ganon.
Yeah, top 10 finish definitely on the cards for Seisei.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Lozut's in 7th place. And I don't know, in 8th place. 14 seconds apart, those two are.
Oof. Maybe I spoke too soon. Top 10 might not be on the cards.
We'll see. Yeah, this will definitely be a sub 230 for Seisei, which is definitely
without doubt
a very quick Season 6 seed in general.
Does miss the 1 cycle though.
And a great qualifier time for both Sea Falcon and Seisei in any case.
At this point, it feels like Felix has been in Forest for literally half an hour.
That's not the case though.
I know it's not the case, but it feels like the case. Riley's almost finished Shadow Temple. Gonna open this big chest. Forgot what was in here. Don't think anything of particular importance. No, just another bow. Oh, Conditioner in 9th and Rock Chalk 3 seconds behind in 10th place.
Rounding out the top 10, and unfortunately that means Seisei not quite making it into the top 10 of this qualifier, but as we already mentioned, this is already qualifier points are solely based on time. So regardless of absolute placement, Seisei will have a really good result for his first qualifier here.
Indeed. And GG to Zopar, finishing in 11th place. That's a great result for them, so GG. No top 10, but can they be top 10%? 1 spot left. Nope, never mind, that's Marco. Marco in 12th place, 225.01, GG's.
Out of a total of 127 entrants into this qualifier race. And lucky number 13 is in the cards for Seisei. Maybe? Last few seconds. No, it's not. In fact, sniped by wooden barrel.
Yeah. GG barrel.
Yep.
And there's Stacey, 14th place, 225.44. Big GGs.
And right after that, rounding the corner, Weighty Words, 225.49, making up number 15.
Nice, good finish for them. GG. As Felix is now out Forest after an eternity. Gonna head to Spirit Temple. Thankfully, a lot quicker a dungeon. Riley, in the meantime, still a little ways to go.
I spy a Sea Falcon up in the waiting room, so I'm gonna drag him in. And we are joined by Sea Falcon. GG's.
GG, Sea Falcon.
First on Restream.
Oh boy, I used up all my a lot of my luck in the first call, I think. Oh boy,
Yeah,
What are your
honestly,
thoughts?
Yeah, go on.
What are your thoughts on this seed, Sea Falcon?
well, as I said, I think I used up a lot of my. I think I used my luck in 3 different spots in this seed. First off, doing like all those random checks before pursuing Epona and going across the valley, because if I didn't, I might have just now found that Ruda's letter. That was in Wasteland Chest. That was kind of a big deal. The second part I got lucky on was the fact that once I found the letter, I had to go back through Market. Because I went by Bombshoe Bowling twice without money. And I would have left that mirror shield there forever if I hadn't done that. And then the third one and the most recent one. Man, so the hookshot in Spirit is Path of Morpho, but also the hammer.
Yeah, the going back for the DMC for that long shot, we were like, oh wow, that was we were kind of worrying because Say and you were quite close for some time, but you had like a 10-minute lead, I want to say. And then Say found the long shot. We were like, oh, when's Sea Falcon are going to go back for that? And it's like, oh, wait, never mind. Finish Spirit, immediately gets long shot, everything's fine.
Yeah, it triggered in my head. I'm like, alright, I know I've got all these plans, like, I have Bottom of the Well as child. I have all this stuff I haven't done yet, but I'm like, before I switch ages, because, this is such a VC thing to say, but the save quit time and not having Prelude, I'm like, maybe I should just check this. It's not gonna take that long, and sure enough, it worked out, and, I'm glad I'm sad my mic wasn't on the restream, because I yelled out loud and I found that, holy shit, that worked. That will never happen again in the other calls I play.
You also managed to skip the Market path to Twin Rover hint, so had you have skipped Bombshoe Bowling, you would have skipped it even harder by avoiding that hint.
Yeah, I was wondering if that hint was out there, because it seemed like all the other items for Spirit were covered under some of the other path hints. So yeah, that would have been bad, but thankfully I got
Echo
it.
Tree, obviously.
Oh, some people check them after they beat Forest or something.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. I was in full autopilot mode.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know Nocturne's in ice. Let's go get that. And then I found the Strength in Fountain. I'm like, well, I have Shadow and Spirit to find Longshot. Let's just focus on that right now.
Yeah, you had a ton
100%.
to do. So it made sense to just go, as you say, somewhat autopilot. And look, genuinely, I'm quite surprised that someone finished in essentially 10 minutes before you, because your routing was borderline perfect. I was like, oh, damn. So, GG's for that. I don't really think you set a foot wrong. Like, as you say, all those random checks, well, air quote, random checks you did before going across the wasteland were pretty spot on.
So, I have 2 guesses, although I don't think this adds up to 10 minutes. I did dip Stonefire early in the seed and did 3 checks there that I didn't detail. And then the other one is, I did Hookshotless GTG, which, if you're following that Epona hint, and you get the Iron Boots, you might think, oh, this is satisfied. Also, Requiem's vanilla, and if you have the Spirit Path of Morpha, you're probably convinced Hookshot's there. So you might just leave after
potentially
that point.
I mean, bit of a gamble, I guess. If you know that there's a strength in Tech Tyke. I know some people saw that before heading over. So
Right.
Oh, do I want to go to Spirit without Strength? I know there's one available, maybe, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Well, yeah, no, it wasn't about going over to Spirit specifically. I knew Requiem was vanilla at that point because of the song hand, so
yeah.
I knew I had to cross, but yeah, I don't know. I'm I'm kind of in the mindset of, look, I'm playing a qual with what we got today, 127 people. If I'm trying to qualify for a tournament, I don't need to go balls to the wall and just like, oh, bye, I'm gonna leave this place after 5 seconds. So that's just not my playstyle.
Yeah, and the magic was the big deal ultimately. You know, if you cross, as we've seen on Restream today, if you cross Wasteland without magic, you're in trouble. And you know, we've seen Riley unfortunately do that, and Felix also did that as well. So it's definitely benefited doing that. Also, Seisei, it looks like Seisei's in the waiting room, so we can drag him as well.
Let's pull him in here. Welcome in, Seisei. GG's.
GG, Seisei.
Hey, thank you.
Very well done. How did you find the seed, all told?
Oh, I find it pretty easy, to be honest. Like, there is no really tricky item. It was pretty straightforward, but yeah, it was pretty much execution that's paid off for the best players. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
No, I was just gonna say, I think outside of bottom of the well, which ended up being pretty garbage, but a justifiable play. I think honestly, like again, similar to Sea Falcon, you two were very close throughout the entire race, and you sort of did manage to pick up that Ruto's letter first time around in Wasteland and stuff. So I think generally you two both like routed it very well. The only difference between the pair of you was that bottom of the well.
Yeah, I really wanted to do bottom of the well because I was missing kind of a lot of items at that moment, and especially that we didn't have Prelude, so it's pretty annoying to go back adult as child. So I wanted to avoid some extra age changes.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. And then you got a little bit unlucky with the light arrows. I think if you finish on Water Temple, you probably do shoot the sun, and you go, oh, there's my light arrows. But you did it after you did water first, so
yeah,
you get lucky.
I really don't know if it's worth it to try it because the chances that this is light arrow are so low. But it doesn't cost that much time, so I don't know if it's worth it to try it. But yeah, I felt kinda behind overall because I played pretty badly at the start, so I wanted to be a little bit aggressive, and I was trying to skip as much as I can.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it paid out. I think the finish was still strong. You know,
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the time. Got a good amount of points, so so that's fine.
Yeah, and as you say, there wasn't a bit of not a baby seed, but ultimately, you know, it wasn't super difficult. There was no real rough items. The main thing, as I was saying to Sea Falcon, like crossing the wasteland with magic was super important this seed.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't do that, you are in a bit of trouble. And you actually found the long shot first on Restream.
Okay.
So you put us into go mode. We were wondering if Sea Falcon would find it.
Yeah, you can miss the long shot. That's pretty much the only item you can miss if somehow you don't want to do double magic while going to Ice Cavern, which is possible. And yeah, other than that, I think it was pretty easy. But yeah, we had to understand like the way of the hero from the ranch with Epona that leads to a lot of everything, pretty much everything. Yeah, so you had to cross the wasteland pretty early, and I think that's why it made sense to me to skip bottom of the well, because Epona was way of the hero, and that makes sense to rush it pretty early.
Yeah, I think at the start of the seed, me and Tobias were saying, oh well, you know, Epona's is clearly the path to something. And we were a little surprised that no one was like really rushing that sort of that GTG area. Everyone spent maybe 5 minutes doing a little bit of overworld cleanup and stuff like that, and then eventually people went across. Especially with knowing that there was a slingshot available and there was a bow behind this a bottle behind the slingshot. I was like, oh, what if it's just on Big Pose?
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I did Lost Woods and Garon City Child, because I thought about Big Pause, and yeah, that was, yeah, I was worried about it, so I wanted to play safe at that time, and I did it. But yeah, it didn't pay off, but I think it was still a good play.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
I'm only realizing seeing all the slingshots in Restream. I must have done something really dumb at the beginning.
No, they're both in the well.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that's not-
I never found a slingshot. I was like, where the hell are they?
Well, the first one was hinted in Goron City Pot, but the other two were in the well.
Okay, that was the sometimes hint I was missing then.
There were sometimes hints for Goron City Pot and for a target in the woods.
Right, I
So,
targeted it.
a lot of
targeted a
people-
bottle, yeah.
A lot of people on Restream just opted to go grab both of these, and I think that child too, because they thought like, okay, that gives us the opportunity to do some stuff with Ice Cavern, for example, as soon as we find Rudo's letter somewhere. We are up to 31 finishers by now.
We are, yeah. Since Sea Falcon joined us, we've had Duke, Go, Ryukane, Zeno, Scarlet, Elweird, Mafrucci, Machi, Ice Nine, Ryuja, Allison, Words for Swords, Bebe, Double Decker, Balenog, and Watho. And I Can't Breathe. Oh my goodness. All the way up to
Gesundheit.
31st place.
Wow.
As Felix is now heading to Ganon's castle without the light arrows, but they will have them soon enough. Riley, meanwhile, still looking for the long shot. And they've only just got their hammer, so we'll see how they manage to wrap that one in.
So I do have to say though, we found all of the hints for this seed, at least Restream did as a whole, pretty early. There wasn't really anything that was worrying about the hints as such. Except of course the Market Passage Wind Rover.
I don't know that Frogs 2 Kokiri sword.
Yeah.
Wondering for a while,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
That,
no, it never
we're
came
just
into
pretending
play.
that didn't exist.
But yeah, no, I saw that hint early. I mean, I'm really glad the chess game hint existed too, because I saw the Skull Mess lens. I'm like, I ain't getting that. So.
Yeah, Frogs 2 could have definitely been a bit of a spicy one. Needless to say, chat got very excited when someone found that hint. They were like, oh, here we go! It's a frog seed! But alas, Deku Tree held nothing. Maybe a boomerang, who knows?
But overall, I think there could have been worse seeds. To be rolled as our first qualifier.
A very friendly qualifier.
Prove that Season 6 can actually produce friendly seeds, because
don't go saying that.
No. I'm not discarding any of the settings of Season 6. Don't get me wrong. It is just I have seen some real stinkers rolled with Season 6 settings recently, and that kind of gives me recency bias in the other direction. That is just how the human brain works. And yeah, a few more finishes in the meantime. We had Panda Cerise, Drunas, Doc Heaps, the Light Sword, and FMZ. Rounding out the top 30%, I think, of this of these runners. I saw one particular seed that had the first finish as a 3 hours and 56 minutes recently.
Fabulous.
That was some seed. I think it was something stupid like AD 50 skulls with required trade quests. Something like that.
You love to see it.
No matter the settings, will produce a garbage, no fun, very long seed.
The sadist in me wanted that for this seed, but the sleepy old man in me is pretty happy that this wasn't that terrible.
Yes,
So,
hello, I agree with you. I agree with the sleepy old man.
And there's the long shot for Riley, so they are at least in glow mode at this stage. We are on the path to victory.
And
So I guess they say Sea Falcon, any additional thoughts on this seed?
No, I think we're good.
No, I'm just gonna do the usual and thank the comms. Chimp, Tobias, thanks as always. Great way to kick off the calls. And if I may ask, who are the trackers tonight?
Well, the trackers of tonight, glad that you ask, are Lava Plume, Shannock, Worn Traveler, and Fox, who are the real heroes of this seed, obviously. Or
Yes,
the real heroes of Restream, I should say.
Of course, and I just want to thank them, so I'm going to hop off. Thanks, everybody.
Great stuff.
Have a good
GG,
one.
Sea Falcon. Have a
Thanks
good
for
night.
joining us, Sea Falcon. Have a good night.
Thank you.
And here is Felix.
And I also want to thank the restream. That was fun. And I also wanted to say sorry with my stream being off for like 5 minutes. I don't know what happened. My internet just went off.
All good.
All good. Tech issues happen.
Yeah.
Can always influence that.
Yeah. So
At
sorry
least you
about
came
that.
back.
Yeah. I was scared for a moment, but yeah, I came back, thankfully. So yeah, sorry about it.
That is probably a good reminder for everyone who is considering joining these quals. Local record, local record, local record.
Yes, indeed. Make sure you have a backup.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm gonna head off.
Cool.
Thank you for the restream.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, Stacey.
Good luck in the rest of your races.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Bye. And here's Felix, now armed with the light arrows on the way to to Ganondorf.
Yeah.
Where Riley has just found... has just finished Water Temple. Will he check Shoot the Sun? Yes, he will!
Looks like it, yeah, he's going to check it. So, after all that, isn't actually finishing too far behind Felix.
That is true. Few more finishers in the meantime. Volk 41, Le Plopeur, and Zindine. Zindine? I'm not sure how to pronounce that, I'm sorry.
Zinedine.
Zinedine, oh right! Like the soccer player.
Yes, indeed.
Well, what else is there to say about this seed, Chimp?
Not much. Pretty friendly. You know, it's just the classic rando. Go to the right place with the right thing, and you get paid out. And also, try not to peek the chests wrong. I guess is a general pro tip for chest textures and chest sizes, not just contents. That's not a dig on Riley. It's just ultimately, if you take a little while to peek something, make sure you've got it right or get the right angles. Especially in GTG. GTG is one of the harder places to sort of peek those chests in the maze, so it's a tip for everyone else that's looking to join these seeds.
Mm-hmm. And in the end, if you are not sure, rather go and stand right in front of that chest and find out it's actually a small chest than skipping it entirely. It'll save you more time in the long run. More finishers, yet more finishers. KP3, 40th place. Netherian, 41. Jimbo, 42. And 9-hole Grains in 43rd place. Can I just say that looking at some of these names, I really am happy to see a lot of runners who I've seen start up OoTR in like the competitive sense, maybe in the last year and change, who are now finishing in top 40 places in main tournament qualifiers. That's amazing to me.
Definitely
amazing development.
Rising through the ranks nice and quick.
Will Felix make 45th place? And as I say it, the answer is no. T-Grenadier making 45th place with a time of 2:45.10, and Felix is... finishing with a time of 2:45.30, it seems, and makes 46th place. There we go.
GG, Felix.
GG's.
Riley is not too far behind.
No. Might sub 250 this. Actually, probably will. Unless something goes horribly wrong with his Ganondorf fight. And his name is Riley, not Tobias. Who, for some reason, ended up having a 7-minute Ganondorf fight live on Restream recently. A lot of things went wrong in that one. Anyway, not to dwell. Let's see if Felix would like to join us for an interview.
Meanwhile, GG's to Source Boss and Babu, 47th and 48th.
And I don't even need to ask because Felix is already sitting in the waiting room, so let's drag him in here.
There we go.
Hey, Felix, GG's.
No, not GG's.
BG's, buddy, BG's.
BG's indeed. Fucking hell, dude. I could not have played that worse.
Well, unfortunately, it's just one of those, you cross the wasteland with magic, or you cross the wasteland without magic. And,
yeah,
you know, ultimately it's just, you and, both you and Riley went without, and ended up finding letter really late, because of course you did. You know, you're not going to go back to wasteland in any sort of priority when you find that magic, so just bit you in the ass a little, unfortunately.
I forgot the Skull Mask had lens. I think I would have crossed if I had that hint, and then even completely forgot Requiem was vanilla, so not my best performance, yeah.
No, but as soon as you did that, you know, solid as a rock afterwards, but yeah, it's just, you know, it's just a bit of unfortunate routing there. You know, if you go DNT first, happy days. If you don't, then it's like, well, fuck.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that second magic sitting in Spirit Temple really seals the deal here, I would say. If that had been sitting anywhere else, anywhere in the overworld maybe, could have been a very different seed. And probably finishes would have been a bit closer together, actually.
And I dare say most people are expecting to find their hook shot in GTG or on horseback archery, not irons that led to a strength in Tech-Tyke.
Yeah, that's about the last thing I expected to see in GTG.
Yeah, agreed.
But also, can I just say, Felix, you were saying you could not have played this worse. I'm sorry, but you finished solidly middle of the pack.
Still,
so
that's...
please.
No, I'm still not happy with how I played here. I died in Child Spirit. I'm mad about, like, I should have just played that better. I mean, once I had the go mode, it was easy because it's just like, oh, find hook shot, and then immediately like, oh, long shot, strength 2 and fountain. Just like, all right, okay, 5 dungeon go mode. I'm not gonna forfeit, but I really fucking want to.
Yeah, I understand, but ultimately, you know, we all have those seeds. Just got to shrug them off. We all have those results that it's like, well, that sucked, and you know, shrug it off, move on to the next one, really.
Pretty much. I'm hoping to do better in the qual tomorrow.
Yeah. And I'm sure you will, but as we see Riley almost finishing here, last couple of slashes on Ganon, and then we will have a restream complete. As we also have Rahalia, Mr. Martin, Kirkyu, Morso, and Tudos finishing all the way up to 53rd place. Riley, either they're going to get sniped, or they're going to settle into 54th.
Nice, GG's. I got super scared when I skipped the back of Shadow. I see people start finishing. I'm like, no. Shadow, it's better not be back there.
That is indeed Riley finishing in 54th with a time of 2:50.03, and that's that rounds out our restream crew. Let's see.
Yeah, I think I just played that too safe, probably. Just ended up like thinking, oh, it's a qual, let me just do a world early, let me just like kind of be safe, and it was just no. Like, go Epona, go GTG, get everything. Don't miss the magic.
Yeah, like I could say, the magic was the big one for sure.
Mm.
Right, I guess we'll see if Riley wants to join us.
I'm not sure about my Childwin GB Lake, so I don't know.
I respect GB late every time.
Mm-hmm. I did it because I figured like a lot of people just would, and I didn't want to get screwed over by it. I pretty much played this entire seed on let's not get screwed over by one item in one location, and then I ended up doing that a bunch of times because of what I was trying to do. So yeah.
I can't quite remember
Unfortunate.
your early play, Felix, but if I remember rightly, on the restream, I think you were the last one to have bombs.
That's entirely possible, yeah.
Because I think you went. Did you go CAC before River?
No, I did River into DC, and then after DC, I did CAC.
Right. Okay. So
But I ended up doing like GV Lake, and then I did the song chain, and I did like dipped Stonefire, and then after that, I went to get the bomb bag. So I ended up just doing a bunch of fluff for really no reason. I think if my early game had paid out, I probably would have seen a better result, but it just didn't. So whatever. Move on and do better tomorrow.
Yeah, like I said, we all have them. Anything from Riley, Tobias, or are we?
Haven't heard anything yet.
Wrap up.
Let's give it another minute, and otherwise I think we can wrap up and head out.
Sure thing.
Otherwise, I mean, what else can we say about the seed? The Rudo's letter in Haunted Wasteland really was in a shitty spot. That just was the real decision maker, I think, for a lot of people in this seed was going to be, did you somehow find that magic before you headed across the Haunted Wasteland for the first time? Or did you, miss that crucial bit of information? Second magic sitting in Spirit Temple like that just means, okay, do I really commit to Reverse Wasteland just to do that one check, or do I just go, what are the odds, and move on with my life?
Forfeits we have. Not many forfeits this seed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Just 12.
Like 120, like 9, that's a pretty good rate.
Yeah,
just
that's
10%.
Not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a bunch of people were forfeiting early, and I'm like, what? Did I miss something? Like, hello?
I mean, I guess
that
that sword. I guess you can see that Kakiri sword on Frog's hit. He's like, oh no, here we go.
Here we go. But it's a stone, so you just don't care.
It was just a stone, and it was basically garbage.
Still mad about Shoot the Sun.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'm like in glow mode, whatever. Like, let's just do 4 medallions, see what the lights are afterwards. Read the hint. It's in Lake. I'm like, no, dude. I know it's Shoot the Sun. It's absolutely Shoot the Sun.
Two of 4 people on the restream did it straight after water. 2 of 4 did not do it straight after water. And I think similarly with you and Seisei, you didn't do water as your last dungeon, right? Or did you?
My last dungeon was Spirit.
Yeah, so Riley's and Sea Falcon's last dungeon was water, so because there's no prelude, it's like, right, well, I'll save, shoot the sun, and then during the cutscene, save quit, which makes sense, right? Because then you can do essentially a free check. Whereas when you don't have that as your last dungeon, you can't save quit because you need to go somewhere else. So it definitely makes sense not checking it if you need somewhere else to go.
At that point, I was hoping for fire. I was hoping for Jabu, just like anything that makes it so it's just not like. I mean, I guess if people hadn't finished, so it'd be over. But people are finished, so I'm like, okay. I just hope I didn't forget it in ice or in like back of shadow, because that would be the worst.
Right. Well, I don't think we've heard anything from Riley, have we, Tobias? So it sounds
No,
like we
certainly
can.
not.
Nah, sounds like we can wrap up.
Let's wrap up then, and also use this opportunity to thank once again everyone who made this restream possible. Thank you so much, of course, to our runners on restream, Say, Sea Falcon, Felix, and Riley for putting on a heck of a show for us all. It's been a joy to watch. Thank you also to our trackers who helped us keep on top of what was going on in everyone's race and what items everyone had. Lava Plume, Shannock, Warn Traveler, and Fox. And of course, a massive shout out and thank you to my co-commentator Chimpan Reeve for a great evening and great banter.
A good time. And if you would like to get involved once more in the volunteering, be it tracking, commentating, or potentially restreaming, please reach out on the Discord, be it the ZSR Discord or the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Discord, and we will hook you up. We have a great time, and we get to chat shit to each other and watch Rando. What more could you want?
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yep.
And,
Next race tomorrow, 2
yeah.
p.m. UTC. Is that right?
3 p.m. Central
3 p.m.
European time, 3
Yeah.
p.m. Central European, 2 p.m. UTC, that is correct. So that'll be in the EU weekly time slot, that'll be Qual 2. A bit more of an EU-friendly time zone, time, that one. So if you feel like joining the fun, joining the qualifiers, please feel free to join us and hop in then. Do make sure to be in the race room early if you do join us. Because we will start on time. And otherwise, I'm just going to say, let's rate over to another runner in this race. Let's rate over to Xinja and cheer them on to the completion of this of their race. I think they're just about on the way on the final straight here, and otherwise I'm just gonna say thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.